Bitcoin and Litecoin, are we still bullish? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Hope everybody's having a fabulous Thursday. We're going to take a look at the charts, starting out with Litecoin, moving on to Bitcoin. And at the end of the video, we're going to take a look at my favorite charts, which are Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart, and show you what's been guiding me through this and why I believe that we'll hit 46,000 by the end of the year. Also, I want to remind you guys, if you click on the description box below the video, there's some affiliate links in there that really help the channel out. There's also a free Discord in there. Join our community. It's a great community, great group of people. People with all levels of experience. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Also, the affiliate links below, they really help the channel out, guys. There's a COINBASE and ABRA link in there. If you make a deposit in either one of those, you get some free crypto. There's also a Ledger link in there. You know, keep your cryptos safe. Keep them off the exchanges if you're not trading them. Also, there's a Prime XBT link down there, and if you use the promo code Crypto Savvy, you get a 20% bonus. They do offer leverage trading up to 100%. I do not suggest you do high leverage trading, especially if you're new to trading, but definitely worth checking out, putting a small amount in there and just playing around if you want to practice. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. I'm going to try to make this video quick. Let's get on with it. Alright guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market, and don't put in more than you're willing to lose. With that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on the lower right hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And then if you tick that little notification bell, that'll get you notified when I post new videos. That way you don't miss out on anything, as I do try to post videos every day. Also, smash the likes, guys. Really helps the channel out. And leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And if you have any ways I could improve the videos, definitely leave your comment and let me know. All right. I'm going to start out on the weekly today in Litecoin, and we'll do the same thing on Bitcoin. And I just want to do that to keep it in perspective. We're parabolic here, guys. There's no question about it. And I know people are calling for huge corrections. Honestly, I don't see it. If you see, you know, our last beginning of our 2016-17 bull run, actually 2017 bull run, you can see that we had some corrections. We had a pretty deep one here, but I just want to make you guys aware, if anybody's trying to short this market, good luck to you, especially if you're not an experienced trader. And don't listen to, you know, YouTubers and crypto Twitter on making your trades, and that includes me. You know, I don't expect anyone to follow my trades. I'm just showing you what I see in the market. So let's take a look at the daily and just take a quick look at where we're at right now. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see. I'll just show you my targets real quick. I was looking at this as a cup and a handle here. And the measured move off that is 180, guys. I'm still pretty confident in that. I also have some lower targets that we're going to look at here when we go into the 4 hour. I do have some higher targets also, looking at this as a rising wedge. And if we were to get up to that 180 and break out in that area, we're looking at the $300 range, guys. Definitely a possibility. Keep that in mind. I know a lot of people are, like I said, looking for a huge correction back down to 60 or 70 or whatever. And I'm not paying attention to the halving and all that stuff because, you know, they say history repeats itself and whatnot, but we're in a totally different market, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Also, I want to show another measured move out of this rising wedge. If we were to break out sooner, like around this 157, then my target would be around the 263. So keep an eye on that. Let's go in. We'll take a look at the bearish scenario too, but let's take a look at the RSI and see what that's telling us. I had this rising channel drawn in here all the way back from November. We had like a bear trap here and popped back in. Now we seem to be in a falling channel. If we zoom in closer to this, I'm going to show you guys. Let me go into the price. As you can see here in the price, we are making higher lows in the price and lower lows. Let me zoom in a little bit. And lower lows in the RSI, which is hidden bullish divergence. Also, if you look at this, it looks like a bull flag forming in the RSI. I do believe that we're definitely looking at a move up. And remember, this is the daily, so it doesn't mean it has to happen right now. But I definitely do see another move up, and we're most likely going to pop out of this channel. Let's look at it in the price action. First, we'll go to the 4 hour. But yeah, that's the daily, and this is, like I said, I'll draw it in there real quick so you guys can see it. But if you look right here, this looks like a bull flag forming, and we're right at the end of it. I do believe, you know, there is always a possibility we drop down and we'll look at the bearish scenario, but I do believe we're going to pop up out of this, test the top of this for resistance, and most likely break through and come back up for another high. Let me get this off of here now, so I get it out of the way. And let's take a look at, the 4 hour RSI. And then we'll go into the more immediate price action. All right, so this looks kind of messy, guys, but if we look at the whole picture, I had a falling wedge drawn here, or a falling channel, which we're still in. Had a falling wedge drawn here, which we popped out of. Looks like we could be forming another, you know, leg on this falling wedge. We could come back up here, break through, and maybe continue in the white falling channel, or come down and test the bottom of this channel again. But let's look at it in the price action. And if you remember, I had this bull flag drawn in here yesterday. This could be a little bit different, guys. It could be more, something more like this, and that was extended. And we're going to take a look at that. But first, we're going to take a look at the bearish scenario. And the bearish scenario is if we're to fall out past this trend line right here. You can see we fell out of this one, came down to the bottom of the triangle, came back up, got resistance on this trend line here, which was drawn off of these wicks. Now I have another trend line here drawn off these 3 wicks here. And I believe that we probably most likely are going to be coming back down in this area to test it for support. And if that's to break, then my next area of support is the bottom of this. Zoom in a little bit. The bottom of this blue rising broadening wedge, which is going to be around the 105 area. And if that's to break, then we're looking down towards the $62 to $60 or $60 to $62 range. Absolute worst case scenario, you can see we had a bunch of resistance over here, which would become support. But again, guys, that's the bearish scenario. I'm not feeling too bearish here. I'm actually pretty bullish. So looking at this, we could come back down, test the bottom of this triangle one more time before popping up through. That's not to say we couldn't go straight up from now, but we do come back down. We're looking at possibly the 130 to 132 range, and then popping up through it. And the measured move off of breaking out of this triangle, guys, is going to be around that 168 range, which we've watched for a long time now. Measuring this as a bull or a flag pull here and a breakout would get us up quite a bit higher. That's more looking around the 185 range, which would also get us up to the top of this trend line here, which is the top of the rising broadening wedge. Definitely a possibility, and actually that is going to be a little bit higher than that 180, but the 180 I'm going to keep there. That is our measured move off of the cup and handle. So let's look at our other possibilities here. If we were to break up out of this yellow, you can see the top trend line here, which was our resistance, our support on this bottom line, which each one had at least 3 points of contact. So I do believe if we do break above this, the measured move off that, guys, is going to be, I think did I show you guys that? Yes, I did. I showed you those measured moves would be the 300 range and the 260 range breaking out, depending on where we break out of this. So keep that in mind. Let's sorry about that. Go back to the 4 hour. And these are the targets I believe we're going to be hitting. Like I said, 157 is my first target, 168 after that, then the 180 is the cup and handle. We'll probably get resistance at each one of these before breaking through, but I'm still pretty confident that we're going to continue up this way. Let's look at Bitcoin now. Same thing. Keep it in perspective. We're in a parabolic bull market, guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anyone that's shorting this, I really hope you know what you're doing. You could, get yourself in a lot of trouble. I do see some huge moves coming. Let's look at the daily, and we'll look at our targets in the daily. And these targets, guys, are mostly resistance points. And after one of these targets, we'll probably have some small corrections. I don't see any big, 50 to 80% corrections. So I highly, highly, highly doubt that's going to happen. But we'll take a look at the targets here. Looking at this as a cup and a handle over here, our measured move off that was 8,400, which we hit last month. And now we're in this rising channel here. And if you take a good look, I'm going to show you why I have the 96 target, and we've had that for quite some time, and I'm still sticking to it. This is actually where I'm closing my longs from the 7,600 area. And that's not to say it's not going to go higher, guys. I'm just closing my longs, collecting profit here, and I'll look for a new entrance because I do believe we're going to continue up higher. And I will be posting in the Discord when I make my decisions on that. But I do want to show you how I got that 96 target, and that's looking at this as a rising broadening wedge, which we broke out of here. The measured move off that is what gets us up to that 9,600 range. So I'm still strongly shooting for that range, at least. I stress at least because I think we're going to go much higher. But if you look here, I'll draw a trend line in so you can see what I'm looking at. If you look here at this volume coming, you can see the volume's decreasing right here, and it's all within this rising channel. So I do believe we're going to see some huge fireworks if we either break the bottom of this channel or break the top of this channel. We are going to see some massive volume pour in. That's why I don't believe like this rising wedge that people were looking at. We never really seen a breakout volume looking at this, so I don't believe that was relevant. I do believe it's all within this channel, what we're looking for and where we're looking for the break. So we'll look at the targets there now. If we were to break up out of this, looking at a measured move of just the channel here, you would measure the width of the channel, put it up to the breakout, and that would get us up to the 12,000 to 12,100 range. And again, guys, the further we move up this, the further these targets go up. If we move all the way up here before breaking out, that would move the target up a lot higher. But so that's why I do daily updates to kind of keep us informed of where it's at. So but anyways, looking at this as a flagpole here, with this being a giant bull flag, and putting the breakout up there, that'd get us around the 12.6 area. So I am definitely looking at 12,000 plus if we break above this. We could go much higher than that, and I'll show you why here when we go into the 4 hour. And I do want to look at the bearish scenario also, and we will. First, we're going to look at the RSI and see where we're at here. Now in the RSI, if you look, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see the RSI. We've made lower lows right here and higher lows in the price, which is more signs of hidden bullish divergence. That's why I do believe we're still continuing up. I do want to look at what's going on in the RSI here. We had this falling channel falling out of this rising channel, the bigger rising channel, and we popped out of the falling channel, came back down, tested it for support, got support, and now it looks like we're working our way up to try to get back in this triangle. So, or I'm sorry, in this rising channel. So if obviously this would be my next move up. And again, guys, we're on the daily, so let's look at the 4 hour. And I've moved this line a little bit. Still looking at this as a rising broadening wedge. We had a rising wedge here, we broke out of, came into a falling channel, and now broke out of this falling channel into a rising broadening wedge, which in the longer term case would be a bearish formation. But I think, like I said, we're in such a bullish market that I don't believe, you know, the RSI can fall while price rises, being hidden bullish divergence. Also, when we're in a parabolic market like this, usually, you know, we look at overbought and oversold, and people use that as a buy and a sell signal. You can't do that in this type of market, because the RSI could be going down while price is just moving sideways, getting ready for another run. So keep that in mind. But I do think we're probably going to get a bounce from here. And if not, if we do break through here, then we're going to be looking at the bearish scenario, guys. And I will take a look at both. Let's go into the 4 hour. This is what I wanted to show you here. We had a rising channel here also. And look at the breakout here. We had a huge breakout. Now we're in another rising channel, which there's a lot of similarities. And if we look, I'm going to draw the brush in here. If we look at this formation here, and then I'm going to draw the same one over there right before the breakout, we're having the same formation right here, guys. Same thing. If you believe in fractals or not, it doesn't matter. This is definitely, I consider it a fractal, but we're most likely going to break up here and have a huge move up after that. And like I said, this is just the measured moves off here. We could go much higher, guys, get some resistance, come back down, test this for support, and continue on up. But we'll have to play it by ear and see what happens as it goes through. But I think it's a much better chance that we break up out of this rising wedge than break down. But if we do break down, our next targets here would be looking at this rising broadening wedge that we broke out of here. Target for coming down and testing the top of that again would be around the 7,500 range. Actually, it would probably be up a little more than that now. 75, 7,600, somewhere in there. Again, guys, these targets aren't exact. And as it plays out, you know, and that's why I do daily videos. Again, as it plays out, then we can, you know, adjust and see where we're at. But if that was to break, guys, and we break back down in this wedge, my next line of support is the 6,600. And I've said it a million times, that's the absolute worst case scenario. I honestly don't think we're going to hit it. But if we did go down there, that is the absolute worst case scenario. And I will show you that in the Bitcoin daily chart also. But this is where we're at now. And if you look close, we are in another little rising wedge within here. We've had 2 touches on the top, making our resistance up here. We've had about 4 or 5 touches on the bottom, making our support line here. We could come all the way back down to test the bottom of this channel around the 9,050 range. Anywhere, yeah, between the 9,000 and 9,100 range. If that's the break, guys, then I would be looking at lower targets, starting with this 55 EMA here, which would be around the $8,800 range. And I know people have been talking about the 8,800, but I do believe if we do go down there, this will definitely hold. And if we get a nice bounce there, I may enter some more longs to get to my 9,600. But I'm still confident that we're getting to at least this 9,600 range. But I also believe that we're going to go much higher. That's just my opinion, guys. Do not trade off it. Do your own due diligence and your own research. I'm going to try to do a live stream tonight and kind of go into some trend line stuff and other stuff with you guys. So definitely have your notifications on to look for that. But that's where we're at with that. Let's look at the Bitcoin daily chart. If you guys haven't seen this, it's very interesting. This is what's been guiding me on this, and this is why I believe we are about to just have an awesome run, life-changing experience or life-changing opportunity here for you guys. So definitely keep in mind it's risky. It is crypto, but I truly believe in this. I believe a pattern is a pattern. Human emotion makes patterns, and that's what builds patterns in the charts. Also, I believe in show me the charts. I'll tell you the news, and I've been saying it now for quite some time that I'm expecting some huge news, and I'll show you why. First off, I want to show you, this is the Bitcoin daily chart, and off each peak I drew a trend line down to where it broke out at 6,000. And when we zoom in here, we'll see each one of these trend lines acted as resistance and became support as we broke through. And this is the last trend line I have drawn in here, which we broke through over here. And worst case scenario, and that's where I talk about the 6,600, is that we come back down and test this. I don't believe it's going to happen, but if we did, worst case scenario, 6,600, guys. And as you guys know, I believe the hyperwave is bullshit, and a lot of people missed out on buying the bottom because they were waiting on ridiculous lows. And, you know, I feel sorry for you if that happened. I also feel sorry for you if you're paying for any paid groups, any paid lessons, for any of them guys on YouTube that are charging you for crap. I believe all you're doing is supporting their habits. If they were that good at trading, they wouldn't be trying to sell courses. And you know, it just doesn't make sense if you really think about it. Don't get ripped off, guys. These guys are charging extremely high amounts to teach you basics that you can learn for free all over the internet. Everything they're showing in their courses you can learn for free on the internet. All you got to do is put some legwork in and look for it. Or you can overpay these guys and think you're going to become an expert, which you won't, because the only way to get good at it is through experience. They can't give you experience. They can show you the basics, which you can get for free, but you have to get experience from doing it. So I truly believe all them guys are scam cons, and just don't get ripped off, guys. It's ridiculous. I'm sick of seeing it. It's screwing up the space. You know, people get scared out of the space because they fall for that crap, lose all their money, and then they don't want to mess with crypto again. We need to expose these guys, get it out there, and save people from throwing their money away, man. But anyway, now we're looking at the Bitcoin daily chart. Sorry about my little rant. We're going to go into the gold weekly chart and look at the similarities. As you can see, just almost exact, well, not exact, but a pattern is a pattern, like I said, and this one's playing out beautifully. If we go back, here's my yellow line. That's my target for the end of the year, 46,000. I believe I'm being modest there. It could go a hell of a lot higher, guys, but I do believe, you know, we're going to reach at least the $46,000 to $47,000 range by the end of the year. And again, this is my opinion. Do not trade off of it. I'm just showing you my thoughts and my ideas on the market. But if you do look here, I mean, once we broke above this blue trend line, just like over here, which I've drawn off of the support throughout the bear market, you know, I believe we're right in this area, and right in this area in gold. The gold ETF was approved in 2003, right around here. That was huge news. You can see what happened after that. I know people say the ETF will not do anything for Bitcoin, but you can be your own judge of that by looking at this gold chart. So now I want to go in and look at how gold bottomed. And if we look at how gold bottomed here, we had two touches on this bottom trend line. If we look at gold and zoom in, look at Bitcoin, digital gold, and zoom in, we had two touches on that bottom trend line, and we are continuing up. And if we look back at gold, I believe we're somewhere in this area, in this pattern, and we're getting ready for a huge spike up, guys. And as you can see, yes, there were corrections. We're going to have corrections, but all in all, the general direction is up. And that's why I say short Bitcoin at your own risk. I would not short Bitcoin. You'll not catch me shorting Bitcoin, especially in this market. Yeah, I just see amazing things happening this year. I hope I hope you're as happy to be part of it as I am. I think it's going to be an awesome year. Like I said, these trend lines that I've made from each peak down to where he broke down, we zoom in here, you can see each one was resistance. Once we broke through, it became support all the way. And like I said again, I'll say it one more time, this is the absolute worst case scenario around the 6,600 range, and that we would have to come directly down to get to that. So I don't see it happening, guys. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about crypto, man. I think this year is going to be absolutely amazing. I can't say it enough. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Like I said, I'll try to do a live stream tonight. Don't forget to click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And if you tick the notification bell, that'll get you notified when I post new videos, guys. Smash those likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. If you think of any improvements, let me know. And I will see you possibly later tonight or tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.